sessions. So this is the agenda, guys. Just I have started what I written on the note. Okay, I'm going to discuss about these all things today in your session. So what is Palo Alto Networks? Who is the founder? And enhance and comparison with other firewalls we should discuss, and what is the advantage of Palo Alto firewall compared to other Palo Alto firewalls, and installation requirement and hardware requirement to install your Palo Alto. Okay, these are the things we should discuss today. Okay, so I have the few slides where shall discuss. So before that, let me show you some part like who is the why this Palo Alto firewall has become very famous, and why, what is the reason. Because if you check, okay, there is a like what we'll call, so granular firewall magic quadrant. Okay, if you check this, you can check like why these people, they will check like every year which is the best leaders and challenges in terms of the firewall networks. Okay, you can see the leader is still the Palo Alto, and second place the Fortinet and Cisco checkpoint software technology. And challenges like you can see still they are like Huawei, Juniper, and ForceNet. Okay, still they are into the challenging. So right now the leaders, see what we are going to discuss today, that is a Palo Alto network. So still it is uh, top firewall in the world now. So almost all many companies like your Starbucks, Google, Siemens, Honeywell, IBM, Microsoft, Cisco, the top MNCs in the world, they are using the Palo Alto network. Okay, so what is the main advantage of doing that? So, and what is the main advantages? What are the basic characteristic of that firewall compared to other vendors like your Cisco, your Fortinet, your Checkpoint firewall, and Huawei firewall, and Juniper firewall? Okay, so if you check this thing, the who is the founder, if you check, let me type this, the founder name. So his name is thing near Palo Alto network. So he's the founder, guys. We can see on the screen. So he's the founder of the Palo Alto network. You can see since 2005. So he has started the Palo Alto networks and served on the board since the inceptions. He's bring the wealth of network security, enterprises, and industry experience in the Palo Alto network. So Neer is a founder of EIR and Greylock Partners, and successfully series enterprises and network security experts. So he's a guy like which we can see. So you can go through if you want. I will share this link, or I just type Neer Zuck Palo Alto network. So he's a guy so who has introduced the Palo Alto network. So what are the main things he has introduced? The main thing he has introduced, that is your IPS. So do you know what is IPS, guys? Anybody? What is IPS? This guy, the Palo Alto network, that is Zir, his name is Zir Bug, I think. Nirzak. So this guy, okay, who is the founder of the Palo Alto network. Okay, so he's the first guy who introduced the your IPS. So any idea about IPS, guys? Guys, are you there? Guys, you should sync me, guys. Otherwise, I can't understand whether your people are following me or not. Hello, guys. Pranav,
Yes, Taj,
Sneha, Varsha,
we're there.
Diksha.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Taj, you are there.
Okay,
Yes,
because
sir.
you should respond to me. right? Because I should know, right, whether you're following me or not. So how would I know that? So whether you're following me, because I feel that like I'm not training to anybody, just I'm talking to myself. Okay. So this guy, I'm talking the question, I'm asking the questions. What is IPS? Anybody can tell me what is IPS?
Intrusion prevention system.
Okay, what is this pronoun?
It prevents a third party from intruding into the network.
Yes, that's good. So that is IPS. So he's a guy like Nair Zak, okay, who is the founder of Palo Alto. He's the first guy to uh, introduce an invention of IPS. We can see a lot of like IPS network security compliances. If you even in the checkpoint or Cisco firewall, okay, we can see these IPS now they are coming up with the latest firewall series. Fine. So apart from this, again they have come up with the invention that is one more thing is three important role. The first thing is invented by the Palo Alto. Apart from this, okay. So if regarding the Nirzak, you can go to the Google like who is a founder or more details about what are the security companies. He work for the many companies. Okay, in terms of your security, network security, uh, enterprises network. Okay, so apart from these, okay, your Palo Alto inversion. So they have come up with the three important role, guys. The first thing is your application ID. They are inverted, and secondly, they have come up with the uh, user ID, and third one they have the content ID. So there's three things they have come up with the invention by the Palo Alto, which was doesn't exist in any firewall, even the Cisco firewall, Checkpoint, Fortinet. So it's not possible. They don't have the such type of facilities. Okay, so let's discuss like what is this all details. Let's share me the slides for this. Okay, let me discuss like what are the risk factor like before going to the slides, guys. Still, the as you know that today is the first day of the Palo Alto, so there will be a lot of theory part we shall discuss. Then we'll go for the installation part of your how to install, how to develop, deploy the compliances. Like what are the software required to install? What is the hardware requirement? Which are the softwares available to run your Palo Alto firewall? What are the image files are required, and what are the basic characteristic of your firewall. Okay, so as we can see on the screen, so what are the challenges we are facing? You can see uh, workforce, internet, enterprises like home life. So with a lot of risk factor available in the any network nowadays. Okay, so dealing with the next generation on the internet, this in firewall. Okay, so we can see a lot of challenges. Okay, now, so again, the social system. So traditional border have been eliminated. The third point is built around the communication, sharing, collaboration, group knowledge. Okay. Now communication is going happening everywhere, right? Okay. The communication increased, then data increase, and your applications also. A lot of applications are running in your bare metal in your internal organizations, and obviously your risk factor will increase. Okay, the full understanding access of the everything of the internet is right. Okay, IT and business need to be determine the risk tolerance of the social engineering. Right? So nowadays, like every risk factors, even uh, every applications, every social media network or any organizations infrastructure. Okay, so they must have the at least basic knowledge. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to understand. Okay, enterprise application take many forms. So these are the different webs. I think WebEx. This is part of Cisco, Twitter, YouTube, and Lamware, Skype, Oracle. So these are different other vendors. So what they are facing, what running on your network. Okay, so these all people they are using the Palo Alto firewall network. Okay, we shall discuss like why it is has become very good, popular, and one of the top security device in terms of network security. If you check now, still it is one of the leader in the right now. Okay, if the most common social enterprises applications, okay, as you know that most of the people we recently found on enterprises network. Okay, most people they are using like Facebook, YouTube, Gmail, SharePoint, Google Doc, Twitter, WebEx, okay, and Google Talk. Okay, 484 total unique application run on 600 large enterprises. Application use and risk report. So as you know that the users increase means there's a risk factor increase, right? Okay, employees use them, but management is difficult. Okay, of course we are using that, right? So even we are using the Facebook, Twitter, YouTube every day. Every day by day we are using it. Okay, so 73% like to read and write the blogs for the business. 59% use the instance message at the work. 53% use like Twitter for the business and personal use. So 52% participate is online discussion forum at work. Right now, what we are giving the training. Okay, so 52% like exact admit they are important to the business goal success. 6% very few business deploy them widely today. So most people they are not bothered about like as you know that management is very difficult, especially for IT infrastructure. Even the in terms of you talk about the router switches and security devices. Okay, the management is very challenging for the any business prospective. What is the benefit of business benefit of the enterprises applications? Okay, as you know that Twitter instant alert on the corporate news and information. So because once you tweet means it will be broadcast to all the network which is associated with the particular domain. Because if you got the account for the Twitter, same thing. So that IP address, I think I told you right. There is one every network there will be one broadcast IP. Using that IP, it will broadcast the message. Same thing, Twitter, blogs, okay, IM, WebEx, Salesforce, YouTube, SharePoint. So they have their own network. Okay, so by default, so one of the IP will be broadcast IP. It will be broadcast. So this is one of the big advantage in the business perspective. So better communication, collaboration, information exchange. Okay, increase efficiency, low cost, higher productivity for all. As you know that like we'll get like we can gather the information right now what we are doing. So by sitting at home I'm giving the training, so you are in a different place, so I'm using a lot of applications. If you talk about like what are the application I'm using, so I'm using operating system, I'm using my laptop. In a laptop operating system, in operating system I'm using the Teams. In the Teams I'm using the internet, web browser like Chrome and whiteboard marker. So I open the PDFs. So even today I have connected with my another PC at which has then the Teams we can see. So right now we can see the two PC has been connected. You can see there in your list on your screen. There's a touch PC also have connected, because today I have planned to show you some like what are the installation required to install your Palo Alto, not only Palo Alto gas. So we shall also discuss about the Cisco, Palo Alto, Checkpoint, and Fortinet, and how to install your operating system, how to install your switches. Okay, and these are very more effective than your Cisco packet tracer. So as you know, that Cisco packet tracer is very limited things. Only Cisco devices we can implement. That two very basic things what we have learned today. So I think I think this is the fifth week. I think fifth or sixth week, I guess. Okay. Uh, we had discussed the very basics part of that. So internal risk of the enterprises. So what are the risk we are facing? Data loss, like unauthorized employee file transfer, data sharing. So non-compliances using unapproved applications. So IAM or webmail in the financial services. Okay, as you know that. So if you try to find any document on the google.com, okay, so we'll find a lot of URL links, right? There's a lot of URL links we'll find. So you don't know like which to download and which not. Okay, so as you know that if you want to download any document, so recommended is go to the specific like Jinan website. From there you have to download. So don't open the link which is like a malicious or suspicious URL or websites. So as you know that, so hackers is happening like every minutes. So every minute, like I'm getting a frequently call. As you know that, like every like, so I'll be like 12 hours. I'm connected to the internet, minimum 12 hours per day. So I'm getting a lot of mails. So which I blocked. Okay, the mails, calls. Okay, with my different email address, even from my official email address for entity. Also, I'm getting some suspicious because I am accessing from the external world, right? Frequently, connect to the different website. I try to gather the informations. So operation cost overruns. Okay, these are the yeah, the cost of the operations will be very expensive. So here it will come. We'll talk about more operation cost in terms of your DevOps. So employee additional productivity loss. So uncontrolled excess use of personal applications. So as I told you, right? So excess use of personal applications. Recommended is, guys, whenever you buy any laptop or any mobile phone, recommended to use or install the application which is required for you. Don't install the application which is you're not using at all. Just one time use applications is not recommended. If you're using one time, okay, use that applications and uninstall or delete that applications. So business continuity. So malware application vulnerability introduce the downtime. So doesn't mean that the Palo Alto firewall is one of the best firewall in the world. Still, we can find the vulnerability, like little vulnerability, if you compare to other firewall. We have find some vulnerability in the Palo Alto firewall. For that, uh, we have to attend the webinar from the Palo Alto, from Checkpoint, Cisco. So what is the remedy? What is the solution they have come up with? So how to save your internal organization, IT infrastructure, your application, your database, your web servers. But employer are unconcerned about the risk because employer not bothered about. Okay, so as you know that even the entity they have some to they'll have some videos. We have to go through the videos and we have to answer it for security concern. Okay, 64% understand some application can result in the data leak. Okay, this is how the analysis. Okay, 33% experience security issue when use and app, as I told you. The other thing I told, use application which is required. Download the application which from the authentic website from the respective applications company. Okay, 42%, 5% did nothing when confronted that security breach. So they thought it might be my security will lost, my security will breach at any time. So they don't download. Okay, so what I'll do is whenever I download any applications, okay, my organizations or entity organizations, okay, so I use the applications, then I will uninstall it. Okay, this is the only step we can do right now. So then 59% admin these applications are completely uncontrolled. That's true, guys. What are the application you are installing? There's a node support. It is not controlled by you. It is controlled by your uh, like XYZ guys. Okay, ITR loss control for the application, users, and content. This is the main task, guys, what we can see on the screen, especially this point. This is the solution which the Palo Alto Firewall has come up with. IT is losing control on applications and user and content. So as we can see, guys, okay, your Palo Alto is one of the best invention which has done. Okay, so what I told, okay, that is these three applications. So application ID, user ID, and content ID. So that the reasons the Palo Alto has become the very famous. 48% don't know what application are used by the your employees. They don't know which application you have to use it. It's a lot of applications. If you talk about only network monitoring tools, okay, you can find some tons of monitoring tools. Like your packet capturing based on the port numbers, based on the applications. Okay, what is the network load balancing? Fine. So employee like doing export using the collaboration internet applications, uh, using average of 6 different business and personal applications. So ignore policies like circumstance security control to get them. So unaware of concern about the data thief or potential because they don't have that much knowledge. As we can you can see this image, so this guy doesn't know like what to do. Okay, in control of the networks, more is or more application is coming. So it's very difficult to write. They keep on application downloading and something is malware is installed in your laptop or your PC. So we don't know like what we have to do it in IT. So cannot see application, cannot control applications. We can see cannot identify the specific user, cannot enforce effective policies. So cannot manage your risk or reward of this application for the business. The underlying cause of the security problem is so firewall should see the control of application user and threats. So as we know that guys, so based on the port numbers, based on your any port numbers, okay, it's very difficulty to configure in the firewall compliances. It's very difficult, right? We can't remember all the port numbers, right? So these are the few companies which they have adopted uh, the application. They want to control the application like a SaaS, PaaS, your AWS like Azure platform or any social media or any your personal blogs. So they must have, this is the main issue which they are facing challenging right now. So controlling application user and threats. So for that the reason, so Palo Alto is a master and leader in this field. Okay, so these will be configured not based on the port number. As you know that, so application is not in the control of any network engineer, guys. As I told you before that, okay, the network engineers is based will work only on the bottom layers, right? Only the lower layers. So we're not bothered of the applications. So that's the reasons I think Palo Alto has come with the solution because application now every day, a lot of application, lot of apps in the Play stores or in stores we can see the Azure store or Apple stores. We can find some tons of applications, right? We don't know whether it is a malicious or any hacker applications or with authentic applications. So whenever you find you want anything like videos or any app that is helpful for your any healthcare or any medical this thing, we don't only we can find a lot of tons of uh, applications, right? If you go for the Microsoft stores or Play stores in Android, you can find a lot of the we don't know like which to download, right? So what this Palo Alto Firewall does means, so it will control the application user ID and thread. So make sure that it will generate the your application ID and user ID and content ID. So we shall discuss more about it. What is this? But then only show you a port protocol and IP addresses. So all are meaningless, right? What is talking about, guys? So based on the port number, protocol, and IP, because only even the network engineer cannot understand the protocol. Okay, the network engineer, what is we're going to discuss? The protocol. Okay, he's using ICMP, HTTP, or some routing protocol as just to communication, and he can see the IP address from the ISP from where which ISP has come, and it is coming to my internal network. and you can see the port number. What else? Means we don't have any control about these applications. These all applications, what I can see, we don't have any control on it. Okay. So now the current solution for this is, okay, so don't solve the problem. So firewall helper has a limited view of the traffic, complex and costly to buy and maintain. Okay, as we can see, so here we can block the UR based on the URL, okay, and proxy, DLP, IM, AV, QoS, and IPS. These all things will come onto your one single box. So let me explain you one more important point here. Okay, see, in previous things, so what Cisco does is, okay, they'll keep a separate box for applications. Say example, if you want to block the PCs, okay, denying the PCs, they have the separate device security compliances. Okay, and for your one more, they have come up with the PICs. They have separate box to block the network, and separate for the VPN box. They have separate. Okay, and for applications, they have separate box. Okay, for user ID and content controlling, they have the separate box. I'm talking about the devices, not just guys. So what firewall does is this all they are come up with the one single box. That is your Palo Alto OS, right? So if you talk about the peaks, okay. So as I told you, I think last in the session, okay, it doesn't it will going to deny or block the network. Okay, it not filter the your traffic. So of course, if you talk about Cisco ESA, what we did the lab in previous this thing. Okay, so ESA does filtering based on your HTTP, uh, ICMP, or your TCP traffic, right? So still, this is also not sufficient, as you know that. So this will work on your layer. Which layer it will work? Layer
Layer
4.
3.
Layer 4. So this will work on based on the port number, right? Port number 80. That is your
Yeah, yeah.
transport layer,
Hmm.
right? This will work on transport layer. So based on the port number, we cannot configure, right? It's very difficult to configure. So what they did, this one Cisco ESA firewall, okay. So this based on this application it does based on the on your services and protocol. So what Palo Alto Firewall does means they have come up with these solutions. Okay, fine. I will also do this Cisco ESA service based and protocol based services as well as application ID, user ID, and your content ID. So what is content ID? So content ID means like any data. Suppose if you want to block the FB, okay, you want to allow your WhatsApp. Okay, in WhatsApp, what you want to allow? I am going to allow only your text messages, but I am not. This I am going to allow. Okay, and video I am going to block. Okay, so this thing is not possible in Cisco firewall. So for latest now come up as per uh, my thing, Cisco I think double five I think 80 series of the ESA firewall. So they have these facilities it seems. So I didn't check that one. So this already exists in Palo Alto firewall. Same thing as so one more thing it does. Okay, the filtering of the traffic in the Facebook. If you see, if you watch the video, any video, suppose example, any uh, like training. So any training video in the Facebook. Suppose example you're talking about the Cisco training videos. So automatically the relevant video will be pop up, right? Have you noticed? Of course, this job will be done by your algorithm, like Facebook algorithm. Okay, so this also is come under the filtering of your traffic. Okay, so now so enough. So it's time to fix the firewall. So how to make the firewall useful again? So identify application regardless of the port, protocol, okay, UVSU, tactic or SSL. Identify the user regardless of the IP address. Okay, that's the reason nowadays we can see. Previously, when I used to take the internet connection at my home, so they will not take any details. Just they'll take my name and my mobile number. I'm talking about I think 10 years back when I have taken the internet connections. Now you are notice whenever you want to take the any internet connections, so they will take your identification of your Aadhaar card, PAN card, even they will take the photos and signatures. Okay, photo they will take live, not our passport size photo, which is our old photo. They will take the current photo. They will come to home because for the security issues. So identify and prevent the potential threats associated with the all high risk applications. Then your gonna need a policy based control. Okay, control over the application user and functions. So you should be able to control your application. As you know, these are the application guys we can see on the screen. So these all are covered with the applications. Even Facebook also a application, right? The Facebook also is applications. So if you talk about the latest this thing, so nowadays almost like footprint. If you talk about global footprint, so almost I think 3,500 plus customers in almost 50 countries, 24/7. So they are like using these all applications, multi gigabytes inline deployment with no performance degrades. So this is the thing, the solution they have come up with. This solution it should be not only based on the IP protocol. So now it should be also based on your application user ID and content ID. So what content to download? Okay, whether it is authentic or not. Okay, what user? This guy is the authentic user. As you know that we'll get SMS, right? Lot of links will get. Okay, we cannot open all these malicious like unwanted links which you are getting in your mobile phone, in your emails. Okay, there's a lot of these applications. If you talk about this one user ID, so you should check whether the guy is authentic or not. If you, I think you might know notice some true caller. If you install the app, it will show you if that guy is authentic or not. If it is authentic means it will show you his name and his mobile number with the blue color, right? So if it is not authentic, that guy means it will come the red color like your spam mails, spam calls, scammer calls also we can say. So now talk about what is the Palo Alto, a little bit about the founder of this. So this guy has founded in 2005. So world-class team with a strong security net and networking experience. So innovation, as I told you that application ID, user ID, and content ID, these are the people that I invited, plus IPS. Okay, build next generation firewall that identify and control uh, more than 900 applications, make firewall strategic again. Okay, so this is we can say next generation firewall they have come up with based on this invention. So global footprint, if you talk about the presence in 50 plus countries in 24/7, they are going to support. So 50 plus country, 24 bar support. So entity is one of the part of these countries in India because Palo Alto networks we are going to support, especially and you people. Okay, so unique technology transfer in the firewall. So application ID. Now we should discuss more about this. What is application ID? What is user ID? What is the content ID? So as you know that, okay, your application protocol detect decryptions, right? Application protect decode application signature. Okay, and so holistic six this thing. Okay, so So what I'm talking about, these applications can be filtered. This is a unique technology. So they have come up with. Okay. Next thing is they have come up with the one more like user identification. So identify the user. Okay. Login monitor, login discovery, your user ID. So end station uh, pulling. So captive portal. We can see the IP address from where this guy is coming, right? So what kind of identification, whether this guy is engineer, this guy is a Steve finance, Nancy marketing or financial group. So you can notice the moment if you register your email address. So best example is your entity, because the moment if you type your name, the automatic will come to know like what is your designation when you are joined, all it is, right? That is the best example for your user ID, right? Even if you check, you type your name in your uh, Outlook, we can come to know what is my designation, when I joined, my phone number, my email address. Okay, all things we can see, right? In content ID, okay, data, threads, and URLs. Okay, so these are the main challenges, guys, nowadays we are facing. Okay, SSN and SSN files. Now, threats, the vulnerability, exploits, virus, and spyware. So these are the like vulnerability. So of course, guys, for every operating system, okay, nowadays all the challenging for any organizations, so they are facing is your vulnerability in their devices. We can see for all devices still there is a vulnerability. Same like your Palo Alto, still it has got like tiny vulnerability. So the security breach compared to other firewall is less compared to your Cisco and Checkpoint or Fortinet or Juniper firewall. Okay, and then I just talk to the this one data, because content. So what content, what data has to be downloaded? Okay, like blocking your files. What to block? Like I'm not going to allow you to access to download your exe files. Okay, so that filter we can do it. Okay, so one more thing, your PPT or doc file or Excel file or CCC file or your PPT files like PDF files. Okay, make sure that it has to come from the authorized website which is registered. Okay, so from there we should download. Okay, so even still we can find a lot of like unauthorized websites also exist in the internet. Okay, the purpose of building architectures you can see. So Palo Alto, they have come up with the 4000 series. So what are the things are exist here? So we can see, so detection of the control plane. So control plane, see for the devices, guys, high-end devices, we can find the two types of plane: control plane and data plane. Okay, so data plane is one which the your communication will be take place from your end user devices and your IT infrastructure. So whereas a control plane which is going to control your inside the device for in terms of any network protocol port numbers based on your MAC, like routing, forwarding, blocking, filtering, all will does by your control plane. So what the control plane does? So highly available for the management, which is going to manage your infrastructure. So high speed login and route updates. Okay, so this is come under your control plane. So let's talk about the data plane. So in the data plane, what we can see, uh, so content scanning engine. So it is the RAM. These things each has got the 10 gig speed. So CPU 1, 2, 3, 4. We can have like up to 16. Uh, Content scanning the hardware engine. Palo Alto Networks uniform signature, multiple memory bank, uh, memory bandwidth scale performance. So we can increase the RAM. You can see. Yes, I'll show you the some hardware prosperity of your Palo Alto series. So multiple core signature security processors. Nowadays, still they are using the dual core. So even the Palo Alto and Cisco and other people, they have come up with the Xeon microprocessor. High density process for flexible security functions, hardware acceleration, and for the standardization complex function like SSL, IPsec, and decompression. So now talk about this multi-core security processor, what it does. So it does like your SSL, IPsec, and decompression. This is a main job will be done by security in terms of your data plane, right? Your secure security layer, your internet protocol security, decompression. And next thing is quality of service. Your routing part be done, your route, your ERP, MAC, lookup, and your NATing also does by your in data plane. So 10 gig network processor, front end network processor like offline. Uh, Next thing is you can see the hardware accelerated quality of service, route lookup, MAC lookup, and add NATing. So means it maintain your NAT table, okay, your MAC lookup and your routing table, routing lookup. Uh, Here it will see the routing lookup, not routing table. Your quality of service. So these all things it will maintain be in your data plane. And these are the few like application and threat summary. So they have found in 2008. Okay, so keep on every day we can see. So if possible, I will share you this link. We can go through this. Okay, there are a lot of threads we can find. So if you talk about now, we are in 2022 now. Okay, uh, now application your content is breaching every day. Still, a lot of challenges are facing by network engineer. As well as the cyber security engineer also they are facing for organizations to come up to how to come up with this solution. Okay, Palo Alto, let's discuss this network operating system features. So as you know that in the Cisco router and switches, it has got iOS. Do you remember, guys? So I was when I started the training last month, I was talking about like iOS. Do you remember, guys? Are you there?
Cisco iOS.
Cisco iOS. So iOS stands for
I- Internetwork operating system.
Internet
Internetwork operating system.
Internetwork Internetwork operating system. Okay, same like in a Cisco they have the iOS, which will be stored in your flash. Okay, same thing. Palo Alto has got operating system. We can say PAN OS. Okay, PAN OS. So visibility control application, user content are complemented by core firewall features. These main features which has the famous for the Palo Alto. So you can see this is the list of series which is available the your Palo Alto firewall. Palo Alto 4060, these are the list of series you can see on your screen. Okay, this is a very old one, Palo Alto 5000. So 2020, 2050, 2020, 4050, 4060. Okay, so let's discuss like what are the like, strong network foundations. So dynamic routing OS and RIP. So as you can see nowadays, the routing part, especially for the RIP, uh, uh, is already exist in Wi-Fi router as well. It allow you to configure your default route. We can RIP and default routing we can configure. So usually by default, it will take the DHCP. You can see. So anybody access your home uh, router, guys, Wi-Fi router. Guys,
No Taj.
no one? Pranav, Diksha,
Yes,
Anjali, Vaishnavi, Ashwita.
No, sir.
yes, touch.
Yes, that.
Is
Yes, we
so
accessed.
Ashwita, did you join? Did you access your
Yes,
home
sir.
firewall? So what are the things we have seen inside the page? If you open in the browser, if you use this in your this in username and password, Okay, so have you noticed it has allow you to, if you are using the dual band, so one band is 2.4 gigahertz, another is 5 gigahertz. The 2.5 is for the 4G network and which has got the high range, and whereas the 5 gigahertz which has got the 5G support, less range but high speed. There is a difference between the 4G and 5G, the wireless communication. Uh, what are the parameters we have seen, Ashwita, in the when you access your firewall?
Wireless settings.
Okay. I'm not asking how to configure it. At least you tell me, you just tell me like what are the settings you have seen there. What are the settings we have seen?
Like we can MAC address filtering will be best. So,
Hmm?
MAC address filtering, like which are the devices we don't need, we can filter the devices and we can change the passwords to that.
Mhm. Okay, so have you configured anything? Anyone configured your home Wi-Fi router, guys?
No, sir.
No one configured. So I told you to configure, right? I think 2 weeks back I told please access. Nothing will happen. Okay, the internet connection people, if you got any internet down at your home, they'll come and solve you. No issues. Or else you can Google it and try to solve. If not, they'll come and help you. But the objective should be, so you should learn this. Try to do the modifications. So it doesn't make any at least half an hour, 1 hour internet down at home. Okay, so no problem. At least try to do, because there we can learn many things. Fine. Okay, let's continue. And we can see this dynamic routing like OSPF RIP is also supports. Same thing, Cisco ESFR, what things we configured. I noticed we configured the OSPF in ESA, right? Do you remember last week? And RIP we have not configured. We configured default routing, static routing, and OSPF in Cisco ESA firewall. And here your Palo Alto Firewall support the OSPF and RIP, and we can configure your site-to-site IPsec VPN. Uh, those who are not didn't got these things, we'll try to do in Palo Alto Firewall, guys. Okay, VPN. And same thing, what are things we can see? The strong network foundation, what we can see. Okay, your PAN, your span, your port, your virtual wiring, layer one for the true transparent inline deployment. Layer two and layer three switching foundations also exist here. So it supports layer two and layer three switching also supports. And VPN we can configure routing protocol like your OSPF and RIP. So quality of service traffic shaping, so maximum guarantee and your this thing priority by user, by application, by interface, or by zone and more. So this is a very good advantage which is exists in your Palo Alto firewall. So zone-based architecture, all interface assigned to the security zone for the policy enforcement. So by default, all, because it's not like that. Cisco is already defined. One is for outside, one is the inside, right? By default, all the security interfaces are assigned by your security zone. Okay, this is the main difference. High availability, active, passive. Okay, so once interface is down, automatically it fraction of a second it will come up. So it will give the network security engineers to give the options to change at any time. Whether these guys come down, this will become active. It's not like that. So this you can make this active, you can make this guy as a passive. So configure the sessions synchronizations like path, link, and high availability of the monitoring of your firewall traffic. The virtual system established multiple virtual firewall in a single device. Okay, so this can be done, establish multiple virtual firewall in a single device. That is PF4000 series only. means only up to here 40 20 40 50 40 60 means this top two firewall. Okay, it will support only your multiple virtual firewall device. This is what we can see on the screen. The image top three Palo Alto firewall, which is contain the 4000 series. So it's going to support your multiple virtual firewall. Okay, in the single device. Simple, flexible management is very simple to because configuration, guys. If you talk about the configuration, if you compare to Cisco SA, uh, it is little difficult to configure. We have to create the uh, profile whenever, even if you want to give the IP address and some part, because once and twice and thrice if you do the hands-on, so I'm sure I think you can able to configure it. Okay, so and flexible management like CLI, web base, and there's one more. It has got Panorama and SNMP and syslogs. So these are the few flexible management are available. So flexible deployment options which given the Palo Alto firewall, that is uh, visibility. We can see this is how we connect, guys. For the organizations, we have to remember that this is how the standard architecture how they will be connected. So as we can see, the Palo Alto firewall has connected for the two links, one link with this guy, one link with other guy. So this is for the redundancy. So one will be the active, one will be the passive. Okay, so this will be done. What service it will give? This firewall, Palo Alto firewall, application user content usability without inline development. Oh, sorry, deployment. Okay, so there is no inline. Okay, so only these people can able to route the traffic and filtering the traffic for inside your organization. Whereas in the transparent line, so it will be integrated at the middle. So IPS with the application visibility and control the consolidated of the IPS and URL filtering. So whereas the firewall replacement, okay, so instead of this one, the replace with the firewall with the this one, here what it does means firewall replace with the application visibility and control. Firewall plus IPS, firewall plus IPS plus URL. So as per US page, guys, which is the best one you have noticed on your screen, flexible development option, visibility, transport inline, firewall replacement, which architecture is good as per the content given below. Guys, are you there? Hello, guys.
Yes, Raj, we are here.
Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah.
But why you people are not replying? Just on your camera, all of you. So you are all in the office now. Good to see after many days, right? Srisha, you are at home.
No, Taj, the background settings.
Rahul,
In office, sir.
Bruno, you are in office or at home?
That's office only.
Okay. Good guys. Please, because theory part I can understand because you should know there's something basic about the firewall this thing, right? Uh, that's the reason it takes time to understand the coming sessions because this is advanced training. The content art design is very strong. I can understand. Okay, now I can see a lot of people are opening their camera. And why you people are not syncing with me? If I ask any question, means you should tell some yes, no, something like this. Otherwise, I'm thinking that uh, I'm talking to myself. But Ashwita, you are very happy today. I think she mute her this thing. She told something.
Sir, she's about to order the food. That's why she's happy, sir.
Okay, because she muted. That's the reason. Vishnu, why you are wearing mask?
Hello, Taj.
Hello, Vishnu.
Hi. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Like I have this ace.
Okay, guys, is it you are following me? Because
Calling.
since 1 hour, I think I had heard many things about the Palo Alto Firewall. Fine. Okay. So let's start this thing. So I'm asking the question, guys. No one answered. So flexible deployment option, the architecture which is there on your screen. So visibility, transparent inline, firewall replacement. So which is the best architecture as per your understanding? Because I think I explained like around 10 to 15 slides now. So let me know which is the best one. Who will answer first?
Firewall replacement.
Hmm? Firewall replacement. Is it good? Any other guys?
Sir, firewall replacement only.
Yes, guys. The correct answer. Okay, firewall replacement. Okay, with the application visibility and control, because we should know which applications you're going to block. Okay, so that we can maintain the database of the applications. We can broadcast to all your internal employees. Okay, so whether this application is vulnerability, so please don't download it, or else we can filter that. We can block that applications. Okay, and one more thing is firewall plus IPS. That's interaction prevention system. Okay, so if anyone suspicious is going to miss, it's going to block it. It's going to block it. Okay, so suppose just imagine. Okay, I am the authorized person from my company. If I send any mail to any organizations, okay, in their prospective, okay, my traffic will be the IPS. Like they will be detecting this is the suspicious traffic. First time I have noticed it will come. Okay, so then I will come to know it has been reached. Okay, then I will call you because I have sent you the mail so and so dates. So then they will check. Okay, fine. So I received the mail. So it will be in the like your spam mail. It will be blocked from your internal firewall. Okay, then you have to talk to your security engineer. So please allow this traffic from these things. So what they are going to do, they will create a separate VPN tunnel to the entity and with that organization. So that is the advantage. Okay, so who decide how much control is needed? So unpredicted level of applications control. So decrypt where appropriate, deny even unknown applications, allow but scan. Okay, allow certain users, allow certain functions, allow your quality of service, and various combination of the above. So this is what I said the example. Okay, so I should have the permission to allow. Suppose if I send any traffic, okay, it should allow, right? See, a morning, you know that you can see on the screen. Okay, there's a touch PC also I have connected. So when I try to allow my PC, I share the link to my Gmail personal email address. When I try to open, okay, so is my internal firewall which I configured in my router is going to block. This is the suspicious URL link. Okay, what I said. So permission. So permission, as you know that. So I have generated this training. I have created the room. I have created the group. Okay, it will ask me. So whether you do you want to allow this guy, yes or no? Okay, means I accepted from my entity laptop. I accepted. Please allow him. So that is the best example. Allow certain users, right? So my entity laptop and my personal desktop at home. So I myself I have created myself allowing means I am the both things. This is the best example I can see. So I am the vendor for the entity as well as the I am the trainer. Both sim I am creating, I am allowing. So what about the infrastructure? Suppose the malicious any software has been entered. Okay, it's going to block it. Okay, if it is a genuine guy, it will contact to the authorized person in your organizations. They will take the permission, then only it will allow you. It's as simple as this, guys. We can see if anyone, no one can enter your entity, right? If you want to call your friends or any your this thing means, okay, you should take the permission. We should create this entry, his ID card, address proof. Okay, then we should take the permission. Then we have to send the official mail, then send to the security guard people, and they'll then only those people take the details. So that is nothing but we'll call it as the quality of service. They'll take what time he has in, what time in, to whom you want to meet, what is the purpose of meet. Okay, uh, this is the done by your one of the part of the firewall. So this is the next generation firewall for everyone. We can see. So this is the yeah, PA 5500 is very old one. So PA 1000 is also very old. So now in latest we can see this one 4000 series. This is specially used for the large enterprises. This is for the remote office for the medium enterprises. This one. So leading organizations like trusted Palo Alto networks, they are using it. Financial services, you can see these are the companies will come under your financial services. Your Barclays, VGP, and some these lot of companies like Bank of, Big Corp of, I don't know which other like AFAB and service providers. Okay, this service providers is very important nowadays, right? So STT, then DISA, then Mauritius Telecom, like media entertainment, and these all are like bit click. These are the people they are using this firewall because this people will work based on your applications, right? Application. Government organizations like these are the few government organizations we are using. Even in Abu Dhabi also they are occurred with this network firewall network. So industries and manufacturing, high tech, energy like education. If we talk about industries, so these are the few industry which you can see. Uh, those people are they are using it. Okay, so like energy, like high tech. These are the few list we can see on the screen, like Motorola, uh, Tele Atlas, In education, the few these are the education institutions. So they are using the else. Let's change the slide. Okay, so this is the basic things what I want to explain you guys. You can see, guys, this is the magic quadrant. The leaders right now in the world in terms of the firewall technology, we can see the Palo Alto network is on the top leader now, and second place is in Fortinet. This is the world one. If you check the latest one, I think second place, I think it has been replaced to Checkpoint. Let's check any latest. Who is the leader in the firewall in 2021? So see, Cisco is challenging now. So Cisco is still in the challenging, and leaders are Checkpoint, Fortinet, and Palo Alto. In 2021, this is till August, 1 year back. Okay, we can see this. If you want, I'll share you this link. I just type in the Google uh, the Gartner firewall or quadrant, like a magic quadrant for the network firewall. If you type, we can see this, who is the top leaders. Okay, so this is all about some basic part of the this one theory, guys. Okay, so can I move on to the other part of this thing? Can I continue, guys?
Last 10 minutes.
Okay, do you want break?
Yes, Taj.
Yes, that's
Okay, then. So we will take the break. So then we'll continue, guys. We'll see you after 15 minutes.